Now to an ABC News investigation into a terrifying new group. Now, we've talked about it before because Pierre Thomas brought us this story earlier, but we're going to get an update. It's a global network that they're calling 764.
The FBI calls them modern-day terrorists. Back in May, federal officials, they were conducting 250 investigations into them, and now they've opened at least 100 more.
So what is this group and who are they targeting? ABC's Pierre Thomas is here now with this investigation. Pierre, we have had you on the show before talking about this, and this is one for parents out there to listen up to because this group is targeting your kids, and it's very scary.
It is indeed. I think I said before, and I want to emphasize it again because I think it's so important. This group is both a national security threat and a threat to families. What do I mean by national security threat? They're the kind of network that will encourage someone, for example, to go do a mass shooting. So they're very much like Al-Qaeda or ISIS in that regard. But also they reach directly into families and target children and try to convince them to do the most heinous of things to themselves and to possibly others.
This is insidious. It needs to stop right now. Thank you so much for bringing it to our attention so we can throw everything at it. It's really a warning for parents. So how are they getting to our kids? I guess that's my question. Your kid is unsupervised at a computer, and is that how?
It's both through their mobile apps and phones and also through their computers. It's primarily through social media platforms.
Got it.
You've heard Discord, you've heard about some of the others. And these groups know where the children are communicating in chat rooms. They will befriend the child, get their confidence, and then get some kind of negative information and then try to leverage that against the child and then convince the child to do just really horrible things. My colleague, Juju Chang, has done a really extraordinary investigation into a little boy who took his own life, and the parents are talking about what they went through, even as they tried to do everything to protect their child.
Yeah, you have to think about what safety measures some of these websites are taking. I mean, you mentioned Discord. I'm curious what they're doing because that is kind of unregulated territory. Discord is pretty open and free, but Roblox was one of the sites that they were using and one of the gaming platforms that they were using. They announced they're making some changes, right?
Yeah, they made a pretty significant announcement in the eyes of many today. They say they're going to try to put together a mechanism to make it more difficult for adults to communicate with children. They want to create a situation where children are communicating with each other, not adults online.
I just feel like it's just too late. They should have had this in place way before something like this could happen. But it does feel like the new normal for the FBI to have to track down terrorists on these online sites, these social media platforms. How do they go about shutting it down?
Well, they're obviously opening more investigations. The FBI director talked about this being a priority. Attorney General Bondi has as well. They know that they need to put more resources on it. But I also think that this is a wake-up call for parents in general. If there ever was an entity or something to remind you, you have to communicate with your children. You have to know, how they're using social media, when they're using social media. It's this group.
I feel like days when I was a kid, we went on AOL and went in chat rooms and stuff. It was kind of parents didn't really know about social. That excuse is over now. Everyone has a phone, and it really does have to be over. So,
and Pierre, thank you so much because this isn't just one person, one weirdo out there getting to kids. This is an organized group, and we need to be organized to stop it.
Sam, one thing I'll leave you with very quickly: the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has some data where in 2024 they had roughly 1,300 calls involving parents and family members calling into their tip line concerned about 764 and groups like it. Through the first 6 months of this year, there were 1,000 calls, so they were on pace. They're on pace to have more than 2,000 calls.
Wow.
You're getting the calls from the parents. The parents deserve the support for the next steps. Thank you. We always appreciate having you on the show, Pierre Thomas.
My pleasure.
Always an honor. Thank you.